I don't actually remember how we started the last one.
So we did the I'm Bert, I'm Drew, I'm Ron, I'm Ryan. This 100 Albums podcast, and we're taking a break from the poster to blah blah blah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
So
that
yeah,
sounds good.
I
Talk about
assume you either have that written out or you're gonna do the blah blah blah.
I'll do the blah blah blah, but I can vamp. It's okay. So what are we saying this is? Yeah, recommendations for songs for your Thanksgiving playlist.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, or essentials, whatever,
Thanksgiving playlist essentials. Okay,
there you
there you
Or,
go.
go.
I like
or is
that.
that a little bold coming from the four of us to say that they're essential?
Thanksgiving playlist recommendations. Thanksgiving playlist.
Songs that we think you might want to listen to around Thanksgiving time. We don't really know.
I think that's perfect.
Songs that might be good around Thanksgiving.
It's a
How about
super
this?
passive, beautifully
Here's
passive way
here
to go.
is a great start to building your Thanksgiving playlist that does not involve Tim McGraw. 100.
I'm Bert,
I'm Drew.
I'm Ron.
I'm Ryan.
and this is the 100 Albums podcast, where we typically discuss the ins and outs and absurdities of a poster depicting 100 seemingly random albums. But today, we're taking another break from the poster. We're doing another between the episodes, where we're going to talk about songs in the key of Thanksgiving, or what songs we think might be good additions to your Thanksgiving playlist.
Because
This is
everyone
gonna-
has a Thanksgiving playlist.
Because when you think Thanksgiving,
You think the music
you
first.
think the music first.
Yeah, you're like, shoot, man,
So-
like, yeah.
So let's start there and say what is it that before we get into kind of the actual songs we're going to talk about or list, what is it that you guys are doing on Thanksgiving Day when you're cooking or when you're setting the table for the family gathering? Is music in the background? Is that what you're doing?
Music's a part of all holidays for me. I gotta have it going, and especially if you're doing stuff like extensive cooking. This is a marathon of cooking. You've got to keep that motivation going. Yeah, but I think music critical here.
hmm I agree. Like there's music going in the background in the years where I deep fry a turkey or smoke a turkey, there's a Bluetooth speaker that I carry with just so it's there.
And you got to imagine too, like, hundreds of years ago, you're a pilgrim, and you think you're going to die this winter, and music might be the only thing that saves you. That's part of their playlist too. Don't forget that.
I wish I'd done some research on this now because I'd love to see like what the research says about Puritans and music because my guess is that like that's a sin of some kind to listen to music.
Well, only if you dance to it.
Yeah, they were doing their hymns,
Well, yeah, that's true. What
Yeah.
about you, Drew? What's
I
music playing in the holiday for you? Is it a factor?
Yeah, always in this house. And, with me, with older kids who have flown the coop, they're all coming back home for the holidays. And so that, usually means a little more time hanging out and a more interesting time because everybody has more opinions on what should be listened to. So that always plays a factor into it as well.
So as I was kind of preparing for this conversation, I was talking with Melissa about it, and we were talking about kind of the notion of Thanksgiving Day and like what's going on, and so what kind of music is playing, right? And we'll get into the songs here in a second, but it occurred to me that really on Thanksgiving Day, for me, that has always been the official start of the holiday season, right? Screw retail companies that start the holiday decorations and stuff in friggin' August or whenever, right? Pre-Halloween. To me, it was, hey, you get up, you watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and when Santa comes rolling down the street, that's when, okay, we can get out the Christmas music now. We can break out those albums, right?
Absolutely.
And so on Thanksgiving Day, then that's really what we were listening to. We were breaking out Merry Christmas by Bing Crosby and throwing that on the record player or whatever. But I agree with you guys, Ryan. I liked how you said that the marathon cooking session, right? The kitchen is just busy. People are prepping different kinds of food and things are going on, and there's music in the background. And we try to keep it upbeat, right? Because otherwise, no one wants a dirge while you're
while you're
dressing
all,
the turkey,
or even after when you're all like blown out on tryptophan.
right. Well, who wants to go first?
I'm in.
Let's go, Ryan. Let's hear it.
All
What do you
right,
got?
so
What do you
this
got?
to me, this is an absolute Thanksgiving essential, and it is a Thanksgiving song, and that's Alice's Restaurant
Oh,
Massacree
you're an ass.
from what? Well, how am I an ass? It's a great song. And
It's the only one I got.
We should have done a draft.
Hold on, I'll take that one back. I'll take
No,
it back.
go ahead. No, go ahead because I got more. Go.
But it is, I mean, it is the quintessential long form story roughly around Thanksgiving. And I mean, I used to listen to a lot when I was in high school, and it's a tradition. It has to come out every Thanksgiving for me because, you had that Thanksgiving meal that couldn't be beat. And it's just so much fun. So that's my first pick.
It's one of the best 18 minutes you can spend.
It truly is. As
Well,
long
I
as
got
you're
more?
not, as long as you're not on the Group W bench.
Ah,
Oh, I've got more, but I'm afraid now. I don't want to use all four of mine.
Well,
at
why
once.
don't we go round robin? Ron, do you have any other? Was that the only one you had? Like literally the only one?
no, it's the only Thanksgiving specific one. My thing when I cook in general, whether it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, or next Tuesday, Italian street music, like old Italian music. No words. And Lois and I talked about it tonight too. That's a reoccurring theme, is just like program music while you're cooking, and it's very upbeat. And I know it's going to sound ridiculous, but I wholeheartedly believe that the music you listen to goes into your food. So when I'm cooking, I try to have the music go into my food, and I cook a lot of Italian food. So yeah,
Right on.
Nice.
Well, certainly, I mean, I think we can all agree when you put love in the food, you can taste it. So,
Drew, how about you?
My first entry will be a double because it kind of comes at once. Both comes at once.
Yes.
My personal.
It's a yes song, isn't it, Drew?
Yes, it is. Part 1 and 2 of actually. Oh man, I got disappointing news the other day, just tonight, about a King Crimson concert I'm going to have to miss. But I digress.
oh no,
Yeah, actually, so one of my traditions when my kids were younger, and I'm failing at it now a little bit because for no reason other than I've failed at it. But I would put on after Thanksgiving, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation religiously. Everybody falls asleep, and I like to watch that on Thanksgiving. So due to that, Thanksgiving-ish tunes for me would have to be Ray Charles, "The Spirit of Christmas," one of my favorites by him anyway, one of my favorite Christmas songs, and also, of course, "Holiday Road" by Fleetwood Mac, which I really don't listen to a whole lot of, but those two go on my Thanksgiving playlist for that reason.
nice, good.
yeah.
So
Man, why is there how many Thanksgiving stories do involve people sleeping? I think there's a reason why this is my favorite holiday. You get to eat just a banquet of ridiculous food. And at least in my household, especially with my aunts and uncles, we always had like the best wine anyone could find, and then naps. I mean, it's just the best.
Yeah. And for those who are sport ball inclined, there's always a football game on some channel that you can fall asleep to.
Oh yeah.
My first pick is Vince Guaraldi Trio, Thanksgiving theme.
There you go.
Right? That's like quintessential for me.
Always reminds me of
both as I mean, it's called the Thanksgiving theme, right? But it's on the Charlie Brown Christmas soundtrack. So
No, it's not actually. It's on the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving soundtrack.
it's on both. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on.
I can guarantee that it is not because I have them
go-
all.
Go get it. Let's see it.
Hey,
Both albums. I want a side by side.
I don't need to be proven wrong right now. Thank you.
I mean, unless you're talking about Linus and Lucy.
No, Linus and Lucy, I think, is on every one of them.
Exactly. Well, in that case, it is with great pleasure I tell you that you're wrong.
Well, either way, I got the pick. So
You did. You did.
In the end, I won.
And I will tell you, I also have one from that same album
Yeah.
that I think is quintessential, which is Little Birdie.
And I know,
Mm.
I was gonna say, and I want to know what it is, but you got me first, Ryan.
Yeah.
Little
That's a great
Birdie
one.
is so funky.
Yeah.
That's the coolest song.
All right. Who's next? Ryan, go ahead. You're up.
Okay, sure. So this is for the pickers in the audience. Is it Chris Thile? Is that how you say his name, or is it Thile? He's Thile, right?
I don't know who the hell you're talking about.
You do know who I'm talking about.
Well, inform me since you told Bert he's wrong. Tell me what I don't know.
Oh God, I'm gonna die tonight. That's what I'm learning here. So this is the guy from Nickel Creek and Punch Brothers.
I know Nickel Creek.
He's a mandolin player and a guitar player. You guys seriously don't know who I'm talking about.
I am aware of Nickel Creek, dude.
Okay.
I mean,
well,
like I might know that if I heard it, but I don't know the name.
okay, he's pretty phenomenal. Is selling him short in terms of his guitar skills, I should say guitar instrument skills, and his singing abilities. But he came out with an album called Thanks for Listening that kind of covers a bunch of different holidays, and he's got a tune on there called Elephant in the Room, which discusses that awkwardness at the Thanksgiving table when there's someone who may have a dissenting opinion from the rest of the group. And it's a little quirky, but the solos are great and the music's great, and I highly recommend it for your Thanksgiving playlist.
I'll have to check that one out.
Why do I feel like this year's Thanksgiving is going to be extra testy at certain households?
Well, I mean, it depends on how many balls are there.
Ryan, I pulled up the track listing for the Charlie Brown Christmas soundtrack, and you are correct.
I know I am.
I bow to your superiority. But here's in fairness, I was thinking of skating. I don't know why I was thinking skating.
I know why, though. Honestly, it's because of your rich history with Tony Hawk on PlayStation. You're always thinking about skating. You're skater die.
I'm a skater die, dude. All right, so Ryan's got his picker. Ron, you're up next.
I actually, because when we were talking about this, I had a hell of a time thinking about Thanksgiving songs because everyone can rattle off 1,000 Christmas songs. So I turned to the almighty Google, and this is not a favorite one, but my wife and I listened to it because it was on a list, and I have to point it out. James Taylor and Ray Charles did a song called Sweet Potato Pie that was on a list. And I was like, all right, this is Ray Charles. We need to listen to this. For the love of God, people, don't listen to that.
Oh, well, then why are you putting it on the list? That's what a...
I am trying to warn our listeners, gentlemen.
Where Ryan listens, Ron listens, so you don't have to.
That should be a segment right there.
The episode's gone from suggestions for your Thanksgiving playlist to please don't do this. Save yourself and your family. Drew, what's your next one?
I had to consolidate an album for this one because it's not an album pick, it's a playlist pick. So this one is just a personal overall fall theme album that I think it goes back to our college days of when I was listening to it on heavy rotation. And it's from Bjork's Telegraph album. Telegraph. Which one is it? I can't think offhand. The blue one.
Weezer?
Nobody knows. No. Telegram. Anyway, it's all that album is fall for me, all straight through fall, and therefore including Thanksgiving. But to pick one, I would say the Brodsky Quartet version of the Hyper Ballad song, because that whole record is she always does remixes and different things with her music, and that one is filled with them and some really sweet, creative remix. Everything out of the woman is creative, but that treatment of Hyper Ballad is super cool. And for me, that is straight up fall, leaves, cool weather, and that takes me right up to Thanksgiving.
Nice.
Nice.
I mean, I haven't actually listened to that in a long time, so that's a good a good reason to revisit it.
This is a cool. It's one of my favorites by her. Honestly, it's a cool, weird album.
Bert, what do you got?
I
over
mean,
there?
Bjork, cool and weird is just they're just adjectives to describe Bjork in general. My next pick, this is where I've started to veer outside of what one might consider a traditional Thanksgiving or holiday song, but because it has to do with food and something you might say at a holiday table, Thanksgiving table, from the album Food for Thought by the JBs, Pass the Peas, I thought would be a good, I mean, it's upbeat, right? There you go. Pass the Peas.
I like that. And I like the singing too. I think, we don't get a lot of singing during the album sessions. So, audience, if you want to hear more Bert singing, write us in. It's Bertislow at 100albumspodcast.com.
I believe he's doing answering machine recordings as well.
That's right. Yes, yeah, for a nominal fee.
He will come and sing at your He will come and sing at your Thanksgiving and give belly scratches afterwards.
Well, hey, we can't play the music because of copyright, so maybe we can get away with just humming a tune. So every time we talk about Tim McGraw from now on, somebody has to break into song. Ron, I'm looking at you because you said it's fresh in your mind, right?
Yeah. How bad do you want it?
Ooh, not at all.
Okay, Ryan.
Yeah, I got one more because I feel like Little Birdie was connected to yours. That whole soundtrack's pretty fun from Vince, but this one has more to do with nostalgia. I think growing up in particular, my mom was really into Simon and Garfunkel, and so vis-a-vis, so am I. And I remember, especially in college years, how excited I was for that return trip during the fall. So for me, Homeward Bound by Simon and Garfunkel, off the album Parsley, Sage, Rosemary, and Thyme, which could also be one because those are spices you use.
That's right.
Homeward Bound is a, I don't know, it's a grateful song about returning home and seeing people, and to me that's a very Thanksgiving-y message.
Nice.
Yep.
Good feedback, guys.
Yes.
Well, I was having thoughts. I just didn't express them. Thinking about our younger selves being elderly gentlemen, and the feelings
Speak
you have.
for yourself, dude.
Hey, you're older than me, man. As of recent days.
That's right.
No,
elderly gentleman. Oh my gosh.
Elder statesman. I don't know how to.
I like that a little better.
Elder berries.
I was more like dingleberries, yeah. Be more appropriate. Yeah, I don't know. Just the how have your thoughts changed from Homeward Bound when you're first year of college going home to now, and looking at it all at the same perspective. I was talking to my daughter this week about that, just having this 47-year-old view of life as compared to a 25-year-old view. Neither's better or worse, but so different, yet so exactly the same, because my brain is still 25 too. Like, I don't know, conundrums.
Yeah.
Especially through music and how we react to them too.
Yeah.
Well, and and that one in particular, and I know Drew, you're a fan. I don't know if the rest of you guys are S&G fans, but like that wasn't exactly the music of our time. Mm-hmm. So like that I feel nostalgic from it is also, I think, kind of an interesting power, a mystic power of that music that is difficult to conjure. But
yeah.
Hell, I was always looking forward to go home for the holidays from school just to eat and get laundry done.
Yep.
I mean, it was always great to go home, but that was also probably during the time where my mom threatened to kill me because I took home 13 loads of laundry.
All of it, all of the laundry. Yeah,
dude, I don't know if I would have enough clothing to fill 13. Holy cow!
No, they have a really small washing machine.
It was a thimble.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he lives in the South, so they got to be doing it with the washboards and shit.
Yeah. So no one had to like Take Me Home, Country Roads, or any of those kinds of. I mean, because that's kind of in the same vein.
Does anyone like that song?
I didn't say you had to like it.
No.
Ron, clearly,
not.
one of yours was a recommendation to not hear.
No, but I don't know. Do you guys like that song? It was an honest question, not trying to be, smart ass or anything.
I've never been a big John Denver guy.
I'm not either.
I could take John Denver in little increments.
Well,
I'm just imagining any second here, Ron's going to be like, so also don't add to your Thanksgiving playlist. Chopped in Half by Obituary. It's a little bit too metal for your Thanksgiving dinner. I did it, so you don't have to.
It's great. It's a great segment.
He's not going to recommend Chocolate Rain for your Christmas album either. So, I feel like right now we've had our own little Thanksgiving ourselves. Since I won't see you guys on Thanksgiving Day, I want you to know I'll be thinking of you and all of the music that you have recommended that I won't be listening to. And listeners, if you've enjoyed this segment, write in. We would love to hear from you. What are things we missed? What should be on that Thanksgiving playlist that Ron should check out?
Or what should we not add to? Take a note from Ron here and list songs that you don't want on your Thanksgiving playlist.
You can do that, but we'd prefer you just send us your turkey cutlets. So,
oh, there's no cutlets on Thanksgiving Day. It's the full bird.
Yeah, baby.
Well, hey, that's it's always great to chat with you guys. Happy Thanksgiving.
May you all get full bellies and warm hearts.
Aw.
From our nastiest
I know, right?
member of the crew comes a level of wholesomeness.
Yeah.
I'm a conundrum. What can I say?
I mean, even his heart grew 3 times.
All right. Well, stay tuned for more.
What do they get next
episodes?
week? What comes next week?
Next week is.
It's Wu-Tang.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, you guys
Enter
are
the Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers by the Wu-Tang
That's going to get
Clan.
your Thanksgiving started.
I mean, if that's not a Thanksgiving album,
Dude, that's my grandmother's favorite album.
I don't know how to react to that. But yeah, join us next week when we'll talk about Wu-Tang Clan. And this Thanksgiving playlist is nothing to fuck with. So there you go.
I love it. All right, guys, we'll catch you later.
See you next time.